So another red day. What else is new, guys? We got to break it down in this video. We're also going to go over about 7 stocks that I'm looking at right now, as overall the stock market, as you know, is collapsing. So let's not waste any time. If you all find value, hit that like button, subscribe, get your 15 stocks from Moo. All you got to do is use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and you get 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Happy Friday. Let's get into the video. So we obviously have been downtrending, and look at what happened here throughout the course of today. In my last video, we covered how we were downtrending pretty much from about noon on the East Coast, even before that, about 11:30 on the East Coast, pretty much all throughout the beginning of Power Hour, and then in Power Hour, we started collapsing, especially in the last 15 minutes. Look at this, guys. In the last 15 minutes, SPY went from about 360 to 357. That is a drop of $3, 0.8%. And guess what? That ended up being, the point, or that drop ended up taking out, what am I trying to say here? I'm mumbling and jumbling. It's Friday, guys. This drop here saw, even now I can't even freaking put my words together. We took the lows out. That's what I'm trying to say here, guys. Jesus, we took the lows out, which were from the pre-market 2 days ago. I think this was on, what? Today's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday morning, pre-market. We were at 358 roughly on SPY. We took that low out in the last 15 minutes of trading. And here after the bell, we are recovering a little bit. It looks like above the closing price. Where are we now? 358. We closed at 357.18. All right, we are a little bit above the closing price. But overall, we took the lows out. That's not good at all here for SPY for the bulls. And did I not call it out this morning, guys? I called it out. Not to toot my own horn, but we called out this descending triangle, and it played out. Same thing, obviously, here with Triple Q. If I pull it up, descending triangle played out, and this also collapsed in the last 15 minutes. Let me show you. You guys can see it was at about 269, dropped to 267, which was a drop of about 0.75% in just 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes. And that ended up being the fresh low. We took the low out from Wednesday. I think we actually took the low out earlier in the day, so that's not anything new. But overall, descending triangles playing out. We're at a fresh low, and the markets just keep on bleeding, guys. And looking at the VIX, funny enough, it went down on the day. Let me show you guys the VIX. We have a move. Well, we had a move, rather, earlier in the week up to about 35. VIX closed at 31 on the day, went down about almost 1% on the day. And you guys can see overall on the 3-year chart, the VIX has really peaked at about 35 to about 40. Pretty much every single time it's gotten to that point, other than the COVID crash. Obviously, during the COVID crash, the VIX was at 85. Imagine that, 85. And we lived through that. Well, I don't know about you guys. I don't know when you got into the stock market, but I was making content in 2020, and even before that, I started the channel in 2018, I think 2017 actually, end of 2017. So we've been making content, and let me tell you, that time period was unbelievable. The craziest market swings I've ever seen in my life, hands down. And it was some of the biggest down days that I think the record down days for a lot of the indexes were hit in 2020 during that market crash. Go look at the worst days in stock market history. 2020 is in there, guys. It's in there. It was a wild time. And again, the VIX got to about 85, and right now it's hovering in the lower mid 30s. So looking at this the past couple of months, just saying, VIX 35, 40. We've covered this before, but I'm just reminding you guys, that's been roughly the peak for, the past couple of really almost 2 years, roughly 2.5, however long it's been. So yeah, VIX down move today. All the indexes went down. The metals, silver had a decent day, good day, I'd say, 1.6%, but gold pretty much broke even. And we'll see here in a couple of minutes, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're pretty much flat last I checked. So we might as well just dive into that now. Let's see what's going on over there in the crypto markets. And by the way, if you guys are finding value, hit that like button. It really helps me out in the algorithm. I appreciate you all as always. So check it out. Bitcoin right now is right around 13,000. I confused it with Ethereum. Ethereum's at 1,300. If Bitcoin was at 13,000, that'd be wild. Bitcoin right now is at $19,395. It is down $200 on the day, down 1%. And really, nothing much has changed. I don't want to spend too much time on this because really nothing much has changed. Bitcoin is still pretty much sideways, moving sideways, range bound, whatever you want to call it. It has been here for the past 10 days. And really, nothing is changing. I mean, at this point, we're in the mid-19s. We got to pick direction. That's really it. Are we going to break under 18.5, 18.2? Maybe we take 17.5 out, which was that low from, I think, when was that? July or whenever the heck that was. Or are we going to start breaking back over 20,000, 22,000? These are some key levels on the upside. So it's moving range bound. We have to wait for direction. Nothing really spicy is going on right now in the crypto markets, guys. Pretty flat. Let's see Ethereum. Yeah, same thing. Really nothing. It's flat. It's at 1320, down 0.5% on the day. Pretty much it's been range bound between 1,200, 1,300 over the past 10, 12 days. We just have to be patient. That's it. We have to see, how what direction we pick. Do we take the lows out, 1220, or do we start moving above 1,400, 1,450, 1,500, which is where a reversal to the upside would be coming, in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you want 12 stocks from Webull, which is this platform that you're seeing right on the screen right now, use that link down below, deposit any amount of money, and you get 12 stocks. And all those combined, if you're lucky, of course, could be valued up to 30,000, something crazy. So all the details are linked down below. And with that being said, let's dive back over here to ThinkOrSwim. Hold on a second. Come on, ThinkOrSwim. There we go. And let's break down some stocks. Although the stock market has been a disaster, look at my shirt, guys. We got a red shirt on today. That symbolizes what we've been seeing in the stock market. My lights, I used to have these LED lights back here, which you guys probably remember those, right? They broke, and I haven't fixed them, and that's actually me being lazy, to be honest. I have not fixed these LED lights, but every day I used to, if it was a green day, I'd have the green lights, red day, red lights, and maybe some days I just had whatever the heck color I wanted. But I got to get those lights back. Maybe it's time for me to fix that. But yeah, overall, it was a red day. And in the midst of these red days, I'm still watching stocks. And in this part of the video, we're going to break down 7 stocks that I'm looking at, starting with number 1, which is Twitter. And we actually haven't talked about Twitter in a couple of weeks here on the channel. Twitter's actually been reversing. And when I saw this chart, I was like, hold on a second. This doesn't look all too bad. I mean, look, Twitter went up 2.5% today. It's back over $40. In fact, it's moving into the mid-40s, and it's above the moving averages. We're breaking this wedge on the 4-hour, and really, at this point, there's one resistance ahead of us, really, prominent resistance, $45. That was the high from, when was this? The middle of August. Yeah, middle of August, about $44, $45. We're right there, guys. If Twitter could break out of here, forget what's going on with Elon, the SEC, forget about all the litigation. We're not talking about that in this video. Just look at it technically speaking, right? If 45 breaks, I might as well put my alert there now. This could really start pushing $50 in my opinion. Look at where it was just a couple of months ago. $50, that'd be the next gap on the upside. 50, we're talking even mid-50s. If it really starts getting hot, which I'm not going to speculate and say it's going to go that far. But all I know is if 45 breaks, we're going to get some momentum there. And I'm telling you guys now, market, we'll see. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking right now with Twitter. Another one that I'm looking at here is NUE. Let's pull it up. This is Nucor Corporation. This one up 1.6% on the day. It's trading at about $107 a share. And although it's under the moving averages, death cross is right there in front of us. That's not good. We are seeing bulls fighting. Bulls are fighting like crazy on this one. Look at this. It's kind of in a wedge, right? Higher lows are being made. In fact, all week this week, we've been consolidating in the low hundreds, which is good. And we had a green day today when we had an overall red day in the stock market. That's also good. I'm just waiting to see if we get a breakout. We're consolidating, but are we going to follow it up? Well, I guess today we kind of did see a bit of a run up in the morning. The bulls did have a good day today, but is this going to continue? That's the $1 million question. We're consolidating. We had a little run up today. Is this going to continue? I think if this, if this starts clearing above $110, 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. We got some, runway there. We could start moving up 120, 25, maybe towards 130, top of the wedge here. So I kind of like this one. I'm going to watch it next week. I'm going to put it on the watch list, and you guys probably should as well. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just breaking down charts and putting them on your radar. So NUE, my alert's at 110. Let's watch it for next week. Another one here is PDD, Chinese company, right? This one looks pretty decent on a technical basis, right? We just hit $73 about a couple weeks ago, earlier this month. Since that point, it's come down a little bit. All right, fine. It's at $63. It's lost $10 of value. That's a pretty decent 15% drop there, but it's still holding trend. Look at this, guys. If I pull up a channel tool and show you all what's going on here, boom. Are we not holding an uptrend there? Are we not holding above the 180 SMA and the 50 SMA now? Did we not just have a 3% day, green day? This looks pretty decent. And at this point, we're one step away from fully breaking out. If this thing starts moving above, I'd say mid-60s, it's going to start breaking out. Really probably towards $70 again, maybe even higher. Again, the high from just a couple of weeks ago, earlier this month, was $73 a share. So PDD, watch it. 3% green day today. My alert's at 65. If we start breaking there, boom. High 60s, low 70s. I think it's in the cards. And Lululemon was moving today. I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but it went down 7% on the day. And I didn't really look too much into it, but I think there's something going on with Peloton. I was looking at the live news tab. Let me see here again if I could pull it up, guys. Where is it here? Peloton's lawsuit against Lululemon dismissed by the judge. I didn't even know they had a lawsuit against Lululemon, but I guess that's causing it to move. I'm not really sure exactly, but it was on my radar today, and I'm looking at it, and I feel like it's pretty oversold, honestly. I mean, sure, it could go lower, but based on the 4-hour time frame here, like the one we just covered, NUE, Nucor, this one is at the bottom of a wedge. Look at this. Very oversold. This whole week was pretty much red. And at some point, whether it's here at 280, 270, 275, I feel like we're going to get some sort of relief rally. Now, am I calling for a breakout all the way to all-time highs or even the highs from a couple of weeks ago being 350? I'm not calling for that yet, but from 270, 75, 280, a relief rally back maybe to 300, 295, that's in the cards, and it's just very beaten down right now. The whole market's beaten down, and I'm just watching it. It's still a good company in my opinion. Technicals aren't that bad. I mean, they're not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not that bad, and we could be getting some sort of relief rally. We'll see, guys. We'll see how Monday and Tuesday go. Like I said in my last couple of videos, I played it very safe. Excuse me, guys. I played it very safe today because it was Friday, but it's one that I'm watching early next week as we get more, developments in the markets. The markets obviously open up on Monday, and, we see kind of how things play out. Another one that I'm looking at is Merck, ticker symbol MRK. Merck is at, $86, and this has been straight up consolidating the past couple of weeks, pretty much all month, I think. Yeah, all month. It's been right around the mid-high 80s, really between 85 to about $88. It's been moving in there like clockwork, and my alert right now is at $88.50, and I'm sticking to it. If this breaks $88.50, and you guys can probably see, we again have been consolidating there, but if we break $88.50, we have a wide open gap to about the low 90s. I mean, 90, 91 is where we could be going, and probably towards the top of this channel, which is right around, or not even the channel, but the wedge here, which is right around 90, 91. Then if that were to break, we could be going to the mid-90s. It's possible. But then again, if I clear this set, you can make a counter argument to that and be like, wait a second, Stas, is that not a head and shoulders? It kind of is. If you look at it, I mean, it kind of is. So you got to be aware of that. So we kind of have an overarching head and shoulders here with a wedge within the right shoulder, if that makes any sense, right? So we might have some room to run within the right shoulder here, but if we fail at the neckline, which is at about $93.04, which we'd probably test if the wedge were to break, if we fail there, don't be surprised if a ton of selling were to come in and we get back to the 80s like that. It's possible. But I'm watching Merck next week, guys, MRK. And another one that I want to cover here, which I bought today, I initiated a position, guys. It's Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA. And I know I said I wasn't going to buy anything, and I didn't. When I was talking about that in my last video, I was talking about, what was it, SPXL and TQQQ as a trade. I didn't buy those yet. I'm looking at those next week in case we get some sort of a sign of a relief rally. I didn't touch those this week or today, but I did right before close buy Nvidia. I bought an initial position at $100, $121, I think 40 cents, something like that, right around where, I mean, it closed right around that price. I, no joke, bought 2 minutes before close, 3 minutes before close, something like that. And this is one that I've been saying, and all you guys on the channel know, I've been saying for months, not just the past week or two, for months that I'm looking to buy Nvidia in the low hundreds, and I wasn't lying to you guys. I mean, I wasn't just saying that. I did it. I finally did it today as we're in the low 120s, and I told you all I want to initiate a position at about 120. I want to buy even heavier low hundreds, and if it gets under the $100 mark, which is possible, this could go to 80, 90 bucks. I mean, I don't know if it will, but it's always in the cards, especially if the bear market gets nastier, if it gets worse, which looks like it will before it gets better, right? So, yeah, I initiated a position, and when I really go in with a initial position and a stock that I'm holding for the long term, I don't go all in right away, like you guys probably could have guessed. I mean, I go in probably about 10%, 15%, just to get some shares, just to get my feet wet a little bit, and then usually a couple buys later, maybe a couple 4 or 5 tranches or whatever the heck you want to call it, 4 or 5 lots later, that's when it's more of a built-out position, if that makes any sense. But usually the first buy is a little bit lighter, depending on, it kind of depends on where it's trading at. But I feel like it could go lower, which is why I bought a little bit just to get my feet wet, and we'll see. If it goes lower again, I'll go heavier. So that's the breaking news. I bought Nvidia today, guys. I finally did it, and I'm preparing for more losses, more red, but it's just to get my feet wet, and I'm happy about it. This is a stock that I've wanted to own for a long time, but the valuation was just not where I wanted it to be, and that's what it has to come down to when you're looking at long-term investing. It's not about having the best, coolest company. It's not about owning those companies. You got to pay the right price for them and own them, right? If you just own them at the highest price, it's not a good investment. It doesn't, just because you have a great company doesn't mean it's a good investment. You got to pay a good price for it. And I think for me, 120, this is where it's starting to get good. Near $100, under $100, and we're down about 70% now from all-time highs. That is where I want to be buying stocks. I don't want to buy stocks when they're down 5% from all-time highs, or they're at all-time highs, very frothy like Nvidia was. I wanted to own Nvidia. Trust me, guys, during the bubble, the run-up we saw, I wanted to own it so bad, but I held off, and here we are. I'm being rewarded, or at least I think I am. Who knows? It could go down another 50%. I might look like an idiot, but I'm a owner of Nvidia now, guys, and it feels pretty dang good. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hit that like button if you own Nvidia as well, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. So the last stock for this video, guys, before we wrap it up, is Crowdstrike. Crowdstrike is also in a wedge. We have clear bulls coming in here this week, even though we had a horrible week in the markets. Crowdstrike might have had a green week somehow. Yeah, it looks like it did. It started off the week at about, am I wrong on that? No, it actually had a green week. That's crazy. It started off the week at $159.60, closed at about $165. Earlier in the day, it was over $170. So clear buying pressure on Crowdstrike and just consolidation at the bottom of the wedge here. Let's see if we could fill the gap now towards the top of the wedge, being about 180, 185, 90 bucks. That's where this could start going, especially that now that we saw momentum today above the 50 SMA. You guys see that, but we closed a little bit under it. But if we start popping above it next week, we break 170 again, there's a wide open gap here towards 180, 185, maybe 190. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the video. If you all enjoyed it and had a good week, well, I mean, if you have a long-term investment account, and you're long, you probably didn't have a good week. But either way, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments, drop me ticker symbols down below, and if you haven't gotten your 15 stocks yet, get your 15 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull. All of those are linked down below. And with that being said, have a great weekend, guys. Cheers. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.